Hi, it's January 28th. Can you believe that? Ooh, all the way
Mm,
through, almost all the way through January already. Time flies.
Crazy.
All right, let's do some introductions. Dawn, you want to start?
Sure. I'm Dawn Viola. I have been with Approved Senior Network almost 4 years now, and I have a big background in home care, close to 20 years. I've worn all the hats in home care, been an operations manager, sales, recruiting, retention. I do hop on with a lot of you if you're our clients to go through it. I met with the team yesterday and went through their whole recruiting process and retention process to help them. Worked on some caregiver ads. So we're here to support our clients for sure. And I love what you guys do. And thank you for taking care of all of those seniors out there. Annette, you're next in line.
Hey, hi everybody. I'm Annette Ziegler and I have been with ASN for almost 2 years. I too have over 20 years home care experience and also I worked in a senior living community, a CCRC for 13 years. I teach the sales training classes, so I love what I do. I was out in the field, boots on the ground, helping our agency that I work for grow from 1 million to 4 million. I see a lot of our sales training class members on the call today. So welcome and thanks for coming.
Welcome. Yes.
Yeah, I do see a lot of folks here. Really cool. Is it my turn?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're up.
I'm Lisa Marcellet. I've been here now on February 13th, 3 years, which is
I
crazy.
know,
It's
it's
coming.
crazy.
Wow.
So excited. But
Almost.
I've been in home care. I was in home care forever and ever, and I just love being on this end, being able to help you all do what you do on that end. So I thank you for letting me be a part of home care still. And that's all I'm going to say right now.
All right. I'm Valerie Van Boeven. I'm a registered nurse and the founder of Approved Senior Network. And these ladies are amazing and they are the sales training gurus of the universe. That's pretty big. And I really dig the online marketing part. And what we all know as a team is that you need to bring together what you're doing in the field with your online marketing. So today, they're going to let me talk. And we're going to talk about LinkedIn. So don't go away because it's going to be fabulous and live. All right. We're going to do some stuff live together. All right. Housekeeping. When I look at that, I feel like it's spelled wrong, but I know it's not. It just looks weird. I don't know. Okay, so
It's like all caps.
maybe that's it. So lines muted unless you're speaking. So we're gonna mute everybody, but if you want to talk, you can unmute and say, "Hey, share stories, experiences, and tips. We want to know what you all hear and see and experience out there. Ask questions, happy to answer them, make recommendations. And if there's something that you want to know, please tell us so that we can put it on the books and plan on talking about it. Today's agenda, the silent sales partner, your digital business card in home care sales. We're going to talk about why LinkedIn matters, what makes LinkedIn different. We're going to do it live together. The first question I'm going to ask all of you is this. So you have to be paying attention. Ready? How many of you have a LinkedIn account? Just put a hand or a yes or hand in the chat. How many of you have a LinkedIn account? You do, and you have one. Let's see. Yeses, yeses, yeses. Awesome.
Just yeses. That's good to see.
Okay, good. Okay, now I'm going to ask a different question. How many of you look at LinkedIn at a minimum of once a week? You look at LinkedIn once a week at least. Give me some yeses. Yes, 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 yes.
Nice.
Awesome. Good. We're good. And I don't think that's everybody, but those are two really important things we're going to talk about. LinkedIn is your friend, and it can be a very good friend. Let me tell you, it goes right along with what you're doing out in the field. So we're going to talk about that. How LinkedIn supports sales without selling, what to post and what not to post, connecting the right way, which is very important, activity expectations, what you should be doing, wrap up. Your LinkedIn profile is your digital business card. So I'm just going to say this now, and I'll probably repeat myself because I tend to do that, but LinkedIn is not only a win for the company that you work for right now, but it's also a win for you as a professional. So whether you're an owner or you're a marketer hired by an owner, or you're a salesperson hired by whatever role you're playing right now, your LinkedIn profile is a win for you, not only because you're representing the company that you are currently working for, but also, no, and I no, I don't know what that is. Okay. But also it's a win for you professionally. Remember that. This will help you in your professional life beyond today. Okay. All right. All right. LinkedIn for home care marketing and sales professionals. So why does it matter? Your LinkedIn profile is your professional reputation. It's often viewed before calls are returned, and in today's healthcare landscape, referral partners are doing their homework before they meet with you. So if you don't know what LinkedIn is, you would want to go to linkedin.com. You can see I spelled it right here, linkedin.com, and just check it out. You can create a free account, and you don't need to have a paid account to be successful on LinkedIn. So that's not really necessary. All right, discharge planners, social workers, case managers, attorneys, financial planners all turn to LinkedIn to answer critical questions about you and your agency. When they search your name, they're looking for answers. Are you legitimate? Are you professional? Do you represent your company well? Your profile is your first impression, and in home care sales, trust is everything. So I'm not saying that a social worker is immediately going to go look you up on LinkedIn. But if you give her your LinkedIn URL or your LinkedIn handle, or you text it to her or whatever, or you put your signature line in an email, your LinkedIn profile link, people will absolutely look at it. And you want that to be the best representation of yourself and your company that it can possibly be. And that speaks volumes. If you have a LinkedIn profile, I'll show you some live with no picture in it. Meh, no. We want you to really represent yourself, your professionalism, and by all means, the company that you are currently operating or hired by. You want to make sure that you are leaving a good impression there too. All right, LinkedIn is different from other social platforms. Facebook is personal connections and social sharing. So this is where we share if you look at my Facebook, you go to look for Valerie Van Boeven, you're going to find me because there's nobody else named Valerie Van Boeven on Facebook. But if you look at what I post there, I post stuff that doesn't have anything to do with business. Sometimes it does, but most of the time it's like pictures or video of my husband, pictures of my kids, it's for grandma and grandpa, it's for my friends in the neighborhood and for family. That's what Facebook is all about. So it's great to have a Facebook business page, but Facebook is really personal connections. Instagram is visual lifestyle and creative expression, but LinkedIn's professional credibility and business networking. We just hired someone from a LinkedIn ad, and I absolutely looked the people who applied for the job that we had up. Absolutely, I looked at their LinkedIn profile. That's the first thing. I never look at their Facebook, but I definitely look at their LinkedIn because I want to know how they're representing themselves and the company they worked for or are working for currently, how well they did that. And a great representation of yourself and your company seals the deal. Ground rules for home care sales professionals. Everything you post on LinkedIn reflects on you, your employer, and your professionalism. Avoid political, controversial topics, oversharing personal details. Would I be comfortable if my CEO or most important referral partner saw this? If the answer is no, don't post it. So I used to tell our clients this because I'm old and we started doing social media back in the day when it was new. And our clients who loved social media would go on and post religious stuff. And I don't mean simple religious stuff, some really deep personal religious stuff on Twitter and on LinkedIn and other places, and also some political stuff. And that's challenging. Just stay away from religion and politics or saying a prayer for someone. Oh, that's all good, but keep it simple. Keep it simple, especially politically. You know what? We don't go down that road. That's really, and everything on LinkedIn is going to be something about your profession or something you've learned, someone you've made a connection with. There's a lot of really good stuff to post that has nothing to do with all that other stuff. Creating your professional profile. And in a second here, we're going to go to LinkedIn Live and take a look at it. Building a strong LinkedIn profile starts with the basics. We're going to walk through creating an account and setting it up. I'm not going to go through every single step of setting up a LinkedIn account. You all are smart enough, or you already have a LinkedIn account. I'm just going to point out some of the things that are really important. First of all, creating the account's important, and having a professional photo, or at least a picture that it doesn't have to be one that you paid to have done professionally, but having one that is a nice, you don't have a beer in your hand. You just have a really nice professional photo, or just one of you smiling is fine. You don't have to, but not in a bathing suit. Craft a compelling headline. And we're going to talk about headlines. What you say in your headline, it is an SEO thing, but also a professional thing. So we're going to do that. Writing your about section, tell your professional story. So the about section is not a resume, it's your professional introduction. This is where you connect on a human level. It should be concise, authentic, and focused on what matters to your referral partners. And frankly, I do put in that I'm a mom, a wife, and whatever else, and a dog mom. I do put that in my about us. I have, and that gives a little bit of a personal touch. People know I'm not just a business owner. I'm not just a person that does online marketing. They know that I have another life outside of this, and that's okay too. That's all right. But just keep it simple. Who you are, your role and background, who you serve, what you care about, and how to connect. Those are really important things. I work in home care sales, partnering with healthcare professionals and community organizations to help seniors remain safe and supported at home. I value strong relationships, clear communication, and ethical referral partnerships. I'm always open to connecting with professionals who serve older adults and their families. That is a very nice, short about me. You can steal that, take a picture of it. You can use that if you want to, but it's a great professional way for you to describe yourself and what you do. All right. Experience section, representing your agency. Make sure the company name is correct. Make sure it's the official name exactly as it appears on business documents, on your website, on your business card. And if LinkedIn knows that there's a business page out there that says the exact same thing, it will often auto-populate it or connect to that company business page. Add a company description. You can talk about the company you currently work for, what they do, and what their name, along with what their name is, and avoid common mistakes like overselling language, making guarantees, or include medical claims. Just inform, build trust, and don't over exaggerate. So we're going to look at that too. So let's go to LinkedIn. You can follow with me. You can go to LinkedIn yourself if you want to, but we're going to go to LinkedIn right now. Can everybody see that? Yeah. Okay. So let's take a look at me. Let's take a look at this goofball right here. So I do have a paid account only because we use my account for hiring and some other stuff. So you see the scrolling billboard behind my head? Don't do that. That's dingbatty looking. And so we don't want you to do that. So here's an example of what not to do. And I think you can only do this if you're in a paid plan. So I'm going to show you, let me show you, let's see what Don Fiala is up to. Now there you go. This is what your background should look like. So it shouldn't be blank. And I don't even like the moving target thing. What we did was we had our graphic designer create one of these backgrounds for each of us. So you can see that Dawn says Director of Sales and Operations right in that graphic. And it's in our colors, and it's got one of our logos, it's got our website. So this is what I recommend. As a business owner, you should ask all of the folks that work for you who have a LinkedIn account to make this their background. As long as they're representing you and you're paying them to do that, then it's great if everybody can match. It's a great exercise in branding, because everywhere Dawn goes and everywhere Lisa goes and everywhere Annette goes on LinkedIn, people, if they're looking at those ladies' profiles, they're seeing that background, and that's very nice. So if you can do that, I recommend you can easily find out what the dimensions of an image like this are. You can look at Dawn Fiala's profile. And also, if you're not friends with us or not connected to us, please connect with us. Connect with Dawn and myself and Lisa and Annette on LinkedIn, and you can steal our background and make your own. And then Dawn has a nice professional picture of herself there too. So I'm going to go back to me because I can make fun of me. I don't want to make fun of anybody else. Okay.
Valerie, can I interject real quick?
Yeah.
For those of you that take sales training, we make about 40 customized leave behinds for you.
Yeah.
We have just recently added the LinkedIn banner for you to use for your profile.
Yay.
So just putting it out there. We make it for you. Candace on our team has your colors. And so I just wanted to add that in there.
Oh, great. That's awesome. I will change mine ASAP. Anyway, it was just, I have to try all the new things they come out with. And so I tried it and I was like, oh, okay. And then I forgot that I did it. Anyway. All right. So also I did get my profile verified. You do not have to do that. But if you really want to, you can. It's nice, but no, don't do it. If it's paid, if it's a paid thing, don't do it. All right. So look at this. Okay. So RN, founder, co-owner of Approved Senior Network Marketing, times 17 years, home care marketing and sales training, home care website. So you can see I SEO'd the ever love and love out of this little about me. But what I think is important here is, by all means, if you do have a license, if you are a professional, blah, 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 or whatever, make sure that's in there. But what I also noticed is that adding in how long you've been, whatever this is, especially if you've been a home care agency owner for 20 years or 5 years or 2 years, or you've been in home care sales for a year, you don't have to put how many years, but this is a trust builder right here, and an expertise, a level of expertise comes with the more years you've been in a certain market. So I definitely recommend adding who you are. So this is who you are, and this is what you do. I see a lot of, we'll look at some that don't have the right about us. So you can see the difference between mine and Dawn's and other people's. Here's my about. So as a registered nurse and a home care marketing expert, I've been helping senior care businesses grow their online presence, generate more leads, and increase their revenue for 15 years. I am the co-owner, which is actually more like 18. I am the co-owner and founder of Approved Senior Network Marketing, a trusted and respected digital marketing. Blah, blah, blah. I don't have my mom and dog mom and wife in there, but this is a fine, you can have AI write yours. I probably had AI write mine. So you can edit this by just clicking on it, and you can use 2,600 words. And I don't know if you really need, or characters, I'm sorry, characters, not words. I don't think you need 2,600 characters, but I definitely think that you need to make sure you say what you're doing now, and or what your experience overall has been with your job in the job market. Services, if you're a business owner, you can put your services in there. You don't have to do that. If I hit show all services, it'll give us an overview of services. I put in a lot of media pictures because we build websites. So I took the time to use every single piece of LinkedIn, but the most important piece is really right here. This top place is where you really want to make sure you have a good presence. I'm going to let's go to my network, and we're going to scope out some people who may not be doing the right thing. Okay, right here. John Jr. No, I don't know why you wouldn't have a picture here, but you need to have a picture here. So let's look at some of these. All of these people are wonderful and amazing. But sometimes we don't say exactly what we're doing or who we are in the right way. Now, this one does. Robert is the owner of Synergy Home Care of Lakewood. I don't know, but that's right. This is correct. This is correct. Owner. It doesn't just say owner. It says owner of what? Or long-term meaningful care, Teepa Snow. Okay, I'm not getting exactly what's going on here. This person is an LNHA and works at Evercare University. This person is a human resource manager, but I'd like to know, where are you a human resource manager? Human resource manager at ABC Home Care. Katie is a business development and growth strategy person, but she's not valuing this LinkedIn profile because she doesn't have her picture up there, and I don't know where she does her business development and growth strategy. So keep in mind that you want to say what you do and where you do it. So owner of Synergy Home Care of Lakewood. Perfect. You don't have to do much more than that. See Jason? He's a key account manager. Key account manager of what? Of where? For who? Cameo Winchester, licensed practical nurse. Look at that beautiful picture. Does she work somewhere? So you can change that. If you change your jobs, you just change what your thing says. But building connections through, this is not, I love Alexis's picture, but this is not a great little way to start your blurb. So take a look at that and make sure it says what you're actually doing and who you work for. You can always change it later. All right. Does anybody have any questions about that? Is everybody going to beef up their LinkedIn profile pretty quickly? Yes, I want to hear. Yes, yes, I am.
I've had
There's
some people
one.
connect with me already just now on LinkedIn.
Yay!
Meeting,
Yay!
so that's fabulous.
If you look up Valerie Van Booben, there is no other Valerie Van Booben. I will totally connect with you.
There's
Absolutely.
one place, Valerie, that people always, I feel like they forget. They'll just type in their business name and they won't wait for it to populate the real business, the real LinkedIn business name. I don't know if you could show that really quickly. I was
Yes,
showing a couple people that the other
let's
day.
see if we could. Okay, so forget the premium settings. You don't need to do premium. So first name, last name. I used to put RN, BSN here, but because I thought it would be a great idea to be certified or validated or whatever, it won't let me put my credentials there. So it doesn't say RN anymore. Okay, here's my headline. Maybe a little long for some, but here's who I am, what I do, where I work, and my current position. And then we'll come to like how to let that populate. So my current position, home care marketing expert, co-owner, founder, approved senior network marketing. I've used other ones, but this is the one that is my current position, and that really needs to be spelled out nicely. My industry, show my current company in my intro is a really good thing to do. I would absolutely do that. Education, whatever you want to put there, contact info. I'm pretty liberal with people knowing my contact information, but I will tell you that if you turn on the phone number thing, endless spam calls, endless spam. Let's go down here and look at the experience. So mine is goofy, but see how it lights up? Let's edit this. So if I were to take this out, let's see how well it does. So it's blank. This is what it's going to start. So if I do approved, you can see how there's a drop down and it already knows what I'm going to say. So I just pick that. If your business has a company page on LinkedIn, type it in exactly the way it says it on LinkedIn and it should populate. If it doesn't, come back later and try again, but make sure you're also following the page of the business that you're working for or business that you own. You'd be following it. You should be an admin of the company profile. And I don't remember what year I started. It was January 1999, and then description. This should say, so you see, this is the keyword. These are the keyword phrases that we really like: home care marketing and sales. I start the description of my company with those keyword phrases. So if I were a home care agency owner, I would say home care in St. Louis, Missouri and surrounding areas. Boom. That's the first thing I would say. Home care in St. Louis, Missouri and surrounding areas. That is exactly what I would start that description with. And then I would go on to say where else we serve and da, 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 da. So you can see all of my keyword phrases are in here. And the reason this becomes important is not so much that people are going to be looking at it that closely. It's because if you were to Google yourself or your company, you're going to see that right now, AI really depends a lot on LinkedIn to tell it more about you. Let's see what happens when I do this. I'm going to Google myself. Okay, there I am. So you can see all my goofy pictures from a million years ago, from today. But this is what it comes up with. You don't have to have all this junk, but you definitely need to know that LinkedIn is part of what they're picking up on. There's LinkedIn right there. Look, the very first thing underneath those pictures is LinkedIn, and then my website, and then Facebook, and then Amazon, and then some videos. So LinkedIn is picking up on me first, or Google's picking up my LinkedIn profile first. So if you do have it filled out well, this is how your profile will look. And you want, especially if you're an owner of a home care agency, you definitely want that trust and expertise to shine through. And who cares what you look like? Even though I'm goofy, I don't even care. Let's see what a producing your network looks like. I don't know if this will actually net what I'm looking for, but I'll find out together. So we have a producing your network website. This is our website. Here's LinkedIn. LinkedIn's always at the top. Home care marketing and sales. That's an AS Apple podcast. We're going to talk more about podcasts this year, I hope. Our website again, Facebook and X, which we really don't mess with. We'll see the images, videos. Yep, our YouTube channels. Anyway, but personally, LinkedIn is always going to show up first. So in the description of what you do, make sure that what your business does and we're nationwide, so I don't have a town in there, but what you do and where you serve is in this description of your business. And then there's your profile headline. So instead of just putting RN, founder, and co-owner, I could have stopped right there, but I didn't stop right there. I put the company and how long and what we do. I did all of that. So that's right under my name. And that's where you want to put not just home care sales or home care community liaison, for who, put the company. And if you have been there several years, or if you've owned a business for several years, put how many years. Skills, media. I don't have a lot of media in there, but I do have company media. Okay, so that's how you get your company business profile. And mine is boring because I worked in the same business for a long time. Does anybody have any questions about really filling out this LinkedIn profile? It absolutely is to your advantage, professionally and personally. Okay, so next, we're going to talk about networking a little bit. So I want to make sure that I'm connected with, okay, I'm going to pretend I'm a home care agency owner. And I'm just going to type in home care St. Louis. And I'm just going to see who pops up here. Barbara Madison, who I know she's connected to me. And so I'm probably not connected to Maria. Oh, I am. She's a first connection. And Brian, but maybe I want to see more people. How about second? People I'm not connected to. I want to connect with all of these people, whether they're my competitor or they're not my competitor and they do something else. I want to connect with them. What about, let's do assisted living St. Louis. I'm going to go to people and I'm going to go to second, people I'm not connected to. She is an investor owner in St. Louis Assisted Living Solutions. Definitely want to connect with her. Director and CEO at Fairmont on Clayton. Oh, that's very prestigious. Assisted living, I'm going to connect with that one. Joe Brinker. I don't know about Joe. He might not be around because look, he is not in a picture. Director of Sales, helping the greater St. Louis region with their senior living needs. Jennifer B., I'm all in. Connect. Tracy Cecil. You don't have to. I'm going to connect with somebody and show you what I do. It says personalize your invitation to Maggie Mundwiller by adding a note. LinkedIn members are more likely to accept that note. So I'm going to add a note. Hi, Maggie. I'd love to connect with you on LinkedIn. And you can copy and paste this into a little note and you can just put the same thing for everybody. Just make sure you change the name. I currently work for ABC Home Care and in St. Louis and blah, blah, blah. Just something little, not can we have coffee? Nothing like that. Just write her a little note and then hit send. I'm not going to write her a little note, but that's what you do. Just write her a little note. It can be the same note to everybody. Let's try nurse. Let's try skilled nursing facilities. Oops, I put living. Okay, vice president of skilled nursing. It doesn't say where. I would connect with her. Vice president, value-based care operations, post-acute. Absolutely. It doesn't say where, like what company, but anyway, connect. Mike Barth, administrator, Mary Queen and Mother. Yes, that's what yours should look like. He is what he does. He's an administrator and where he does it. At Mary Queen and Mother. Connect. Director of rehab. I don't know where, but yeah. Senior living executive, driving personalized care. Again, don't know where. Healthcare professional, but all of these people probably are a good person for you to connect with.
Valerie,
And yes.
I noticed too, you can type in a skilled nursing facility if you have the name of it. Hopefully they have a LinkedIn, but it'll even pull, if the person doesn't say where they work, it'll pull from their work experience, and if it's not in that paragraph. So if you know of a name of one near you.
Let's try, oh my gosh, Frontier nursing care, spelling, nursing care center. I don't know what the name of it is. Let's see. That didn't really do what I wanted it to do, but Frontier is one close. Let's do, instead of people, let's try companies. So here's the back end way to do it. Let's do Frontier Care Center. And that's not really what I'm looking for. Let's just try Nursing Center, St. Louis. Oh, Del Mar Gardens. I'm way out of the loop. Del Mar Gardens.
I put you on the spot.
Del Mar Gardens family. Okay. So Del Mar Gardens is a big one here in St. Louis. They have facilities everywhere, and people, long-term rehab, whatever. And so I can look at the people who work here and I can connect with them. So it might not be Senior VP at Del Mar Gardens Enterprises, Kathleen Gilmore. Now that might be a little high on the ladder for me to really care about, but I'm going to connect with her anyway. Experienced LTC nurse and administrator, absolutely. It says message, but Gianna Woods is a healthcare manager. She probably works there. I'm going to do it. So I can follow Del Mar Gardens family. And if I click on their business page, oh, look, they haven't posted in 10 months. I'm so sad for them. Don't be like Del Mar Gardens family. But let's look at people. So when you click on people, you can see a lot of folks. Licensed nursing home administrator, boom, Devin Huff, I'm connecting with you. You might have to narrow this down a little further. Del Mar Gardens has a million, well, not a million, they have a lot of facilities and they're spread out all over the St. Louis area. But I can go in here and connect with as many people as possible from that system. And I can go in and look at every single Lutheran Senior Services is a big one here. And they have hundreds of employees. Lutheran Senior Services, St. Louis. And I can find the people that work there just by clicking on their business page. Let's see, companies. Oh no, none. Let's do, maybe they call themselves LSS now because they don't want LSS. Let's try that.
We have a couple of questions, Valerie.
All right, let's go with
Suggest
questions.
connecting with competitors or referrals on LinkedIn that you've never met. What is your experience with cold outreach over LinkedIn prior to making an in-person connection with that specific facility or person? Do you suggest going in person with no prior contact first, or trying to connect on LinkedIn, which is more likely to lead to a genuine referral partner?
Personally, I connect, and I guess I'm used to this because we're nationwide. I will connect with anyone in my market or anyone who A, I would want to market to, or B, who I would want them to market to me. Perhaps we're all in the same sort of genre. I will connect with them. If they request it for me, or I'll send them a request, I have no questions asked. Absolutely. I would connect without ever knowing them or seeing them. because I want to see their posts. I want to know more about what they do. In the case of being a local salesperson, wouldn't it be, I think it's nice to be able to, you walk in and you meet someone for the first time.
I think,
And
yeah, I think the meeting first, we always met first, and if we had trouble, then we would reach out to them on LinkedIn.
I'm a big connector on LinkedIn. And so I would just connect with everybody I can. And then as I meet them, I would say, oh, we just connected on LinkedIn the other day. Thank you for accepting my request. Because a lot of people, as long as you're in their area and your profile looks professional, they will say yes. If I get a request from somebody who doesn't live in the United States of America and who says that they're the ultimate social media expert or web designer, I'm not going to connect with them. They're just, it's not a valuable connection to me. But if it's a home care agency or someone in our genre who helps home care agencies, absolutely. I am a sight unseen connector. But if you want to do it the other way, you could make sure you've already met them, you have their business card, and then try to connect with them. To me, either way is going to work. It's whatever makes you feel the most comfortable.
I think either way works too. It's the only thing is if you ask if they have some time to meet with you, it's much easier for them to say no on LinkedIn than for you to be standing in their lobby.
Face to
You know,
face.
right.
it can be, they may ignore you on LinkedIn, and then now you've asked for permission and you're waiting for a response.
Oh, I wouldn't ask them to do
No,
anything.
no, just connecting.
Just connecting. Just connect. Just say, I'm with ABC Home Care and I'd love to connect with you on LinkedIn. That's it. If you want to send them a note. I would not ask them to meet. I would not even, and unless it has something, I would comment on their posts, but I would never send them a note in person unless I wanted to thank them for meeting with me. So in other words, if I can tell they're fairly active on LinkedIn and we did just have a meeting, I would absolutely send them a little note and say, thank you so much for meeting with me the other day. It was great to catch up, or it was great to learn more about what you do. And I would send them that note through LinkedIn. Number one, because I know they'll receive it and it won't go to spam. But number two, because they'll know that I'm a valuable connection as well. So I would do that if I've already met with them, but I'm never going to ask them for a cup of tea over LinkedIn. That's not how I would work that. Connecting first to me, or second, whatever makes you feel the best is fine. But I definitely would comment and like their posts or their company's posts rather than directly reaching out to them, because that is pretty annoying as far as I'm concerned. But I get a lot of requests every day. But there are, out of the 50 spammy things that come to me on LinkedIn, there's one or two every month that are valuable to me. It's another professional looking for advice, looking for help, needing to know more about our services. Those are the ones that I answer. Otherwise, I'm not going to answer anybody on LinkedIn. But I love it when people comment on our posts and they share them and they like them. That's really helpful to me. And people do notice when you're engaging with their stuff. What is your experience? And do you suggest going in person? No, yeah, I connect no matter what. Okay.
I was going to say also go in and like the community, the SNF pages, your CCRCs, your memory cares, your assisted livings, they all have company pages, like all your referral source pages, because they're posting things all the time about what they're doing in the community, and then you can comment. So that's something you could do right off the bat.
And it'd be reading their posts and following them so
Yeah.
you can walk in with something to talk about too. How did that tea that you guys had go a few days ago, or whatever they're doing? So much fun. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. If you're sending something relatable, be smart about your comments and your outreach to them. If you're talking about something relatable, then they will absolutely. I'm just here. Look, accepting. Na, 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 na. I have looked up a trusted connection and then looked up their connections. Then, if it makes sense, I ask to connect. That's another interesting thing about this. If you just want to scope out, thank you, Tess. If you just want to scope out your people that you're going to see, you can get it. You might, if they're active, you might get an idea of their job history, where they've worked, what they have done in their past life. And it might not be relevant to your first meeting, but it's nice to know some of those things about the people that you're going to meet. How long have they been doing this? If they're a brand new social worker, maybe they're a little bit more nervous or a little bit more anxiety ridden or a little bit more flustered than the person who's been doing it for 20 years. So those kinds of things are nice to know. But you can use LinkedIn for a lot of good information on people connecting. I think this is one of your most valuable online resources. And your personal account, everybody will say, that's my personal account. This is your professional representation of yourself and of the company you currently are employed by or that you currently own. And then your company page should be just as robust as your business profile. There should be posting on it. There should be people liking things on it. Your business page is important, but people make connections with the human face. They're not going to be as connected to your company page. So you have to work both, but they're really looking for who's the responsible party, and that is you. And that's who they want to connect with. So
We have a couple. Brian Walsh said he has a comment if he can share. So can you
Sure.
unmute yourself, Brian?
Yep. We want to hear.
Is he able to unmute himself or do we
See if
have
I
to?
can.
Oh, there he goes. You there, Brian?
Is he unmuted or
I don't know.
let me see.
We have another comment. I had a 30-year career in a different industry and just recently switched careers by purchasing a One You Love franchise.
There we go.
Would you?
I'm unmuted.
I
Oh,
unmuted
okay.
him.
Sorry. I'm driving. Sorry. No, I think what you're sharing is awesome. And one of the things that I've been doing is like if I do an in-service, one of the things I always do is get everybody I can to take a selfie with us. And then I post what a wonderful time meeting such a great group of caregivers, social workers, whatever, tag them in it. And that then pushes out to all of their connections as well and gives us even more exposure. So we're getting in front of people that are not connected to us, but are maybe connected to the people in that facility. And I found that to be very valuable too.
That's great.
Very cool.
But I always warn them that, hey, this is for social media. I'm going to go on LinkedIn and I want to tag you guys. Is that okay? And they're like, yeah, do it. So
Awesome.
yeah, that's great. Thank you for sharing that. Yes, every time you walk into a facility, see if you can get a selfie with somebody that's not a resident there or a patient. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yes,
Yeah.
I wanted to show you guys Dale York real quick. Dale is doing an amazing job. He does right now. He's doing I don't know if it's more than once a week, but he's doing at least weekly. He gets on and he talks about all of the upcoming events or upcoming stuff going on in their local area. And I think he's doing, oh, he did. Look at all these. He talked about what's going on in his local area in the month of January. And then he tagged every single person that he was connected with that is involved in one of those events. So if you go to look at for Dale York, a Cardinal home care, and he's in Fairfax, Virginia, and then you listen to him and look, he's not all dressed up, but he does have his Cardinal home care shirt on. It's a very nice professional representation, and he's tagging everybody that has something to do with ongoing events or his referral sources and free local networking events. If that's all you did once a week, you would grow your business tenfold. This is an amazing thing to do because these people will share that post, especially if he emails them and tells them he did it. Okay, I had a 30-year career in a different industry and just switched careers by purchasing One You Love franchise. Would you create a new LinkedIn for the business and lose thousands of connections, or would you just modify your current profile and expose that you are new to the industry? I would, it depends. If you love your connections from your previous industry and you don't care, I would just keep the one I have. I wouldn't
Yeah.
start a new one personally.
'Cause
If I
everybody
was,
needs home care.
yeah,
Some of his connections may need home care, and
right.
if you're, yeah,
I think it's a lot of people have like a second career in their lifetime. And I think it's wonderful that you've switched careers and done something new and different. And I bet you a lot of those people are envious that they didn't take the same step. So yes, absolutely keep it.
but
Nobody,
change your background, and
yeah,
when you
just home care it up, but totally keep what you have going on. Could you merge the two profiles? No, I would just continue with the profile you have and move on with the new role you're in.
when you add the new role, it ads. It'll say that, that you just started this agency. Another good thing about LinkedIn, being a home care marketer, is, and it helped me a lot, when somebody changes their role that you're connected with on LinkedIn, it's going to tell you, Susie has just started a position with One You Love Home Care or whatever. So then you're going to know where that marketer went or that connection went. So it really helps you keep connected with these people, because in home care, they're bouncing all over.
Yeah, definitely. I think I've used my
That's a
time
good
up
point.
because Lisa is
Yeah.
not going to have time to do her leave behinds if I don't be
Yeah.
quiet.
Yeah.
Hold on a second here. All right. I think we've pretty much, we'll send out, of course, you'll get this PowerPoint, but I think we need to move on with, so I hope that helped anyway with LinkedIn. Please fill it out like you would a
Yeah.
job application, but make sure you're using some keyword phrases. Tell people where you are, who you are. And I really believe that if you check that once a week, you're going to be in really good shape. But posting to it as often as you can is very important. Okay, let's go with Go Care Pro Sales Training Program.
Okay. So our next class is next week, February 3rd. I have just a couple spots open. So if you're interested, please let us know. February 18th. And I just posted March dates, but we still have a few openings in February. We'd love to have you. There's a lot of my class members here on the call. It's once a week for 12 weeks for an hour. We teach you everything you need to know, who to talk to, what to say, what to do. We make customized leave behinds. If you're interested, put something in the chat, or feel free to reach out to us and we will get back to you.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. We'll
Take
see you in
care,
2
everybody.
weeks.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.